All right, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of the pod. It's good to be back. A lady was shot outside my mother's hair salon last week, and she's dead. It was a mob hit. Apparently, it was a mob hit. What do we have? What do we have on the subject here? Why don't we see what the people are saying about this? There's a brazen killing, live in broad daylight. A salon which my mother has frequented in the past. I think the owner of the salon got shot dead in the parking lot. The day that it happened, I was with my girlfriend, and her sister called because Italian ladies like gossip. And before the news had even broken, we got the news from her sister, who called and said, "Did you hear somebody walked into this salon and shot the owner in the head at the chair while they were like basically cutting someone's hair?" Like, by the way, that's how rumors spread. That's how like stuff gets sensationalized. The report that I initially got was, "Did you hear somebody walked into a salon and shot the owner in the head and walked out?" Which, there's nothing funny about death ever. I'm not laughing about death, but the image that was painted was more amusing to me than what really happened.
So she was shot in the car.
Okay, so she was shot in the car. Well, my girlfriend's sister called us and said, "Did you hear somebody walked in a Salon Deauville on DeCarry and shot the owner in the head
while giving a haircut?"
Well, I kind of, that was like the image that was, I think she might have taken some creative liberty on that, or maybe that was where my brain went. I don't exactly remember, but the impression I had was the owner's like in the entrance, the door gets open. "Hey, how you doing?" Pow, you know, pop. Something about that was more amusing to me. Just this, the housewives in the chair going, "Oh my God," witnessing it. So whoever did this had a little bit of decorum, and they waited till she was outside in private. They didn't want to traumatize people in public. Why don't we read about this? What are people saying? Targeting a woman would go against unwritten rules of Montreal's organized crime. Who was this lady? The killing of a woman in broad daylight in her car this week is believed by police to be linked to organized crime, Montreal's police chief told reporters on Wednesday while he was attending a meet and greet the department hosted for members of the public, because the public like this sort of thing. This gets the people going. People are fascinated by organized crime and its activities. "I can't share much with you, but we know it's connected to organized crime," said Fadi Daguerre. Okay, I was going to do it in a French accent, but that doesn't sound like he's a very French-Canadian guy. Because oftentimes, like, the police chiefs in Montreal will talk about organized crime, and it's very funny. They'll go, "We know it's connected to Mafia, and this is unusual because it goes against the omerta. Very unusual that we see this sort of thing in the Sicilian clans." There's a mob war going on in Montreal right now. The son of the Rizzutos. We talked about this with Andy Haynes a few weeks back. Just the mob underbelly in Montreal. I think this actually happened after he came to the city, but a couple months back, I took him on a tour of the city. I showed him the old Rizzuto's house in Cartierville. Anyway, so like the last living Rizzuto member had an attempt on his life recently. He was driving in Laval, and a bunch of guys lowered their window, kind of like Gomorrah style, and just they unloaded the clip on him, and they couldn't get him. Because people aren't as good at it anymore. People aren't as good at organized crime. It used to be like a lot better in the 70s. I think it might be now because we know we're in a police state, so there's more of a fear that, you know, the car could get identified. We have dash cams now. Somebody could see it and want to post it on TikTok, you know? This is my chance. Holy shit, I see there's a shooting going on in front of me. I'm going to upload this on YouTube. I'm going to monetize this. So that didn't exist in the 70s. So I think people didn't have like stage fright.
Yeah. No, the cameras is definitely a big thing. Like some guy at the cafe this week was telling me how when he was 16, he used to be stealing cigarettes from the dépanneur. And he's like, the kids these days, they can't do that anymore because of the cameras. You got cameras everywhere.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. Yeah. Yeah. No, you ever think about the things you might be able to get away with in like 1800? I think I've talked about this before. I've tried to talk about this on stage before, not really that in depth, but like it's crazy to me that anyone got caught committing any criminal act in 1870. You know, I walk into a bank and I rob it. Who's getting an ID on me? No one's getting a picture. How is a picture of me posted up in the town square where people say, "Oh, there he is. That's the guy." How does anyone know what you have to draw it?
They probably killed a lot of the wrong people.
Oh, 100%. Definitely. Definitely. I think if someone looked at your wife the wrong way, you could just say, he's the guy. Which guy? I don't know. What crimes are currently, who's on the wanted list right now? He's one of them.
Yeah, like she's a witch, right?
Yeah, and you would just get beheaded for anything. Exactly. You would get lynched for stealing a man's pig. You know? It was like Grand Theft Auto back then. No, but like the crime of Grand Theft Auto. I think like that's, what even is Grand Theft Auto? Like, not the game. What is the crime, Grand Theft Auto? Because the game is named after the crime. And I think committing Grand Theft Auto is a crime. What makes it Grand Theft Auto? Like, if I were to jimmy your car and drive off with that, I feel like that's just like petty thievery. But I think if I steal a guy's G-Wagon, you know, and I sell it for, I think if I sell it for, maybe if I sell it for parts, then I'm just like, I'm a businessman for self. I'm entrepreneurial. There's a little bit of ingenuity there. But if I'm like stealing a G-Wagon and flipping it and selling it on the black market, I think that's Grand Theft Auto. But I don't know. That's just like my layman's understanding of what I believe it should be. I don't actually know. So how do we define Grand Theft Auto? Why don't you read us a definition from this legal website? Read us the definition of Grand Theft Auto, Dilo. What does this say? When should you call a Grand Theft Auto lawyer? Well, they're in it for themselves. No, that's. Why don't we scroll up here? What do we have here?
It's telling me that it can result in jail time. We've got to find a definition.
Well, yeah, but can't any thievery result in jail time? What does it say here? Grand Theft Auto is typically charged as a felony and can result in jail time of a year or more. Okay, but it's not telling us what it is. In order to prove that Grand Theft Auto has occurred, a prosecutor must show that the defendant took a vehicle that belonged to someone else with the intent to permanently deprive the owner of their vehicle. Okay, I understand. So like if you sell it, you never want that other person to see it again. But if you just take it around for like a never-ending spin, then you have a legal case there that it wasn't Grand Theft Auto, and you don't serve jail time. It's just a misunderstanding. Okay. Interesting. So anyway, what more do we have? What more do we know about this lady? So, it's concerning. Why don't we just zoom in here? It's concerning. I'm going to be honest with you, but as chief, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Who the fuck is this chief?" This is a direct quote I'm reading, by the way. It's concerning. I'm the same guy. Okay, Fadi. It is concerning. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. This guy speaks like a 25-year-old woman. It's concerning. I'm going to be honest with you. But as chief, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Did we cross a line? Are we going somewhere else now? This is our concern right now. We're looking into it to find out what happened." Okay. Anyway. What else do we have here? What do we know about this lady?
Here's the name.
Great. The victim is Claudia Iacono. Claudia Iacono. Owner of the... What's the name of the salon? Owner of Salon Deauville Coiffure, where the deadly shooting occurred. Sources told this fucking news source. Doesn't matter. Okay, anyway. So, what's this? Daughter-in-law of Montreal mobster shot dead outside salon in broad daylight. Oh, this changes everything. Police say a 39-year-old woman is dead after she was shot while driving her car in a parking lot. It was a nice car, by the way. I saw it. It was a very nice car. The Porsche Cayenne, I think. Not bad. Nice. Tuesday afternoon in the city's Côte de Neige neighborhood. Blah, 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 blah. The victim is Claudia Iacono, the owner of the salon where the deadly shooting occurred. Iacono was married to the son of Moreno Gallo, a man with links to organized crime, who was assassinated in an Acapulco restaurant in Mexico in 2013. Well, she had 2 children. That's too bad. I think it's safe to say this changes everything. Someone shot Nonno. Now someone shot Ma. Golly. Banana. You know? Someone shot Nonno and now someone shot Mom too. I can't get a break. When will people stop shooting my family? It says assassinated. Maybe he was like, maybe he was garroted or something. Maybe he was strangled. In any event. What's the point here? Do we have an article about the other guy? Sorry.
He was shot.
He was shot. Okay, he was shot. Mexican authorities said Monday they're investigating the shooting. Death of an Italian man linked to organized crime in Montreal who was killed inside a restaurant in the resort city of Acapulco. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. No, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, miss. Señorita. Your father is dead. We don't know nothing. Fucking Mexican cops probably shot him. He's probably shot by Mexican cops. So anyway, so what's the point here? What are we doing? Okay, so an Italian woman linked to organized crime gets shot outside a salon. This is Soprano shit, right? So she was driving the salon. She gets shot, and apparently she drove into a wall. What do we know about this woman? So she's young. She's 39. Does she have like an Instagram page or something that we could look at? Maybe, I don't know. Who is she? I think 36,000 followers.
Yeah, probably all after.
I don't know about that, dude. What are you following a dead account for? You're not going to get any content.
It's like when musicians die.
I don't know. I'm not buying 36,000 followers. Dude, she could have been on like Real Housewives if there was one in Montreal. She owned a salon. How many businesses did they own? Owner of a salon. We don't have to like flame businesses here, but this is public information. A bistro, a boutique. All right. So there's obviously a lot of money laundering going on here. And she upset the wrong people. There's a post here from, there's a tribute from the dream team at the salon. Well, that's, you hate to see that. What do you got here? What do we have here? Posts from her. I mean, look, so here's the thing. Here's the takeaway here, all right? Why do we bring this up? Is this in poor taste? I mean, this lady was shot. She has children, for God's sake. Well, I feel bad for the children. You know, they didn't, it's not their fault. But, what do we make of this here? What do we make of this? A woman typically will not get shot, by the way, like in organized crime. It is highly unusual. Women and kids do not get killed. What the fuck did she do? That's the first thing. Does it matter? I don't know. Does anyone deserve to get killed? Yes, of course. I mean, I've done things that I deserve to get killed, you know? Her family if her family were to see this, they'd say, kill him. He deserves to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, they might. I don't know what they're into, right? I don't know who they are. It's not really relevant. The point is, okay, how do we address this? Here's the problem with reality television. Here's the problem with Real Housewives and shit. Women that watch Real Housewives kind of all want to be this woman. They want to have the boutique. You want to own a bistro. You have the salon. You know, you got followers on Instagram. You post inspirational quotes. But the perils of that are shot in the head, drive into the wall, set a new precedent in organized crime. Now we kill women too. Now again, this doesn't just happen out of nowhere. This wasn't a random act of violence. A lot of people are saying Montreal's turning into Chirac. Shut up. You don't know what you're doing. You don't even know the world that we're... You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is not a random act of violence. This is a Laval woman getting killed outside a salon she owns. One of many. It's like an empire of fake business. It's real business, but it's fake money coming. It's real money coming in. But again, there's obviously some kind of like crazy accounting occurring here. It's clearly a money washing thing. There's no way that this woman, there is no way that this woman, and I, you know, how could you say that? You know, maybe she was a badass bitch and she was great. She owned a lot of salons. Sorry, she owned a lot of businesses, which were probably bought for her. She might have bought them herself. I don't know where the money comes from. It doesn't really fucking matter. The point is, no Italian woman, and by the way, this is true of like people that aren't necessarily in organized crime. There's not a single Italian family on it, because these are all family businesses. It's not even about her being a woman. If there is a dude who owns 5 businesses, if there's a dude who owns a restaurant, a salon, and like 2 boutiques, he's committing some kind of financial crime. If his name is Massimo. You know? He is. So, a lot of women now, here's the problem with reality TV. A lot of women kind of want to live her lifestyle. There are women who are married to regular Joes, working class guys, who are like, oh, I'm going to buy a Gucci purse. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to go back to the store again and again and again, and I'm going to be like, oh, do I do it? Do I not? And you know you really shouldn't. But you're like, fuck, Teresa Giudice has one from Real Housewives. Melissa Gorga has one. Look at this purse. Dude, I saw a post the other day from Melissa Gorga, who's like one of the Real Housewives, and it's like, it's a Gucci purse giveaway. Like, they know their audience. You know, and people are like, oh my God, I'm going to get a free Gucci purse. Fucking foaming at the mouth for a Gucci purse. You just say, what do you need a fucking handbag from a designer for? It is, you do not need, just accept that you're an average Joe. Why do you have to pretend? Why do you have to try to feel like you're not an average Joe? Why do you need to go out there and buy a Hermes bag? Because you have richer friends who do that? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of your friends who are more wealthy than you ladies, okay, mothers, they do not have it much better than you. A lot of them are dating criminals. A lot of them are just dating fucking criminals. And here's the thing. Ultimately, what you want is, what a lot of these people want is, they just want to have a Chanel purse. That's it. They want to have a Chanel purse, and they want to have a guy who buys them a salon. And you know what happens when you fucking go down that path? You get shot in the head. Just live a modest life. You do not need to marry a criminal. You do not need to marry the son of a guy who gets shot in Acapulco. You know? Am I making myself clear here? Because, and this isn't just an Italian thing. I mean, there are women date drug dealers now because they just buy them. Every woman wants a Birkin bag. Every woman wants to date a guy who's able to buy her expensive things. And for some reason, like the idea has been like for a number of years now, the idea has long been that it's gonna be a rapper, even though they're getting butt fucked by labels. I mean, they're not making real money, you know. If you're getting paid in cash to do shows, you're not really rich. You're not a wealthy. That's not a wealthy mindset. You need to own property, and you need to have generational wealth, and you need to compound it over time. It's not by owning a salon and a boutique that you might be in the 1%, but that's not impressive. That's not. It's easy to commit crimes and get illicit money and just fucking shovel it into regular stupid businesses. Like, at least get into crypto or something. Get into something modern. What are these old fucking school businesses? Again, that's the immigrant way, bro. All these ladies want is to literally just drive a Porsche or a BMW and go to the salon. That's it. And they want to feel important. They want to fucking post about, like, here's the thing. They're the most psychotic mothers ever. You know that, right? They're the most psychotic mothers ever, you know? They're the types of women that are they're much more likely to cheat. They're much more likely to just provide terrible life advice. Imagine if your mom was just concerned with buying Prada boots, and she doesn't ever give you like any like advice. What advice is she gonna give you on how to live and what to be? You could be anything. They'll say they'll spit out these platitudes. Oh, you could be anything when you grow up. No. Ugats. You married a criminal. You could be anything when you grow up. Look at me. I own 5 businesses. You married a criminal. I'm sorry, but your father-in-law got shot a long time ago. I'm not going to think, like, I don't smell a rat, you know? Like, I'm not going to think that maybe you didn't, like, you weren't an early investor in Facebook. Is that fair? Am I making sense? You're nodding. Am I making sense here? Again, women that watch Real Housewives want to be on Real Housewives because they want to be this woman. You don't want to be this woman. Stop trying to be this woman. Stop pretending to be this woman. Stop trying to live like your more wealthy friends. Many of them are not necessarily more happy than you. Some of them are. Some of them are because some of them are just very blissfully married, and they're not like part of a, I think you could be married to a successful guy. We're talking strictly about women here, right? Because women that are like successful and go-getters are never happy because they're just it's never enough. They're like men, like, they have like that traditional like go-getter fucking, like that I'm gonna go out and hunt. Like, you're never satisfied. If you're like a type A person, man, woman, you're never happy with anything because nothing's ever enough. But if you're a homemaker, can we still say that word? If you're a homemaker, right, and you're married to somebody who's like rather successful and you just want no part in it, you just want to kind of have a nice home life where you have like a smeg. You're looking at me like you don't know that. It's because you don't have a girlfriend. Smeg. It's like a Cuisinart. It's like a more bougie. It's like a home appliance. It's like a kitchen appliance company. You want like a Smeg mixer or something, and you bake cookies, and you do charity work, and maybe you just have like maybe you went to school and you have a job and you work a little bit, but you're trying to stimulate yourself. Maybe you want to homeschool your kids. Maybe if you want. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We got to find a fucking good school to send them to. But you're not worried about like. You're not worried about how do I get a piece of this action? I need something for me. Put stuff in my name. I'm gonna buy these fucking. I'm gonna buy a Hermes bag. It's a little unnecessary. It's a little much. You kind of have to be on guard anytime a woman wants to buy designer stuff. I get that they're like programmed to do it because it's shiny, right? There's something about that. It's like, because what would they do? Think about this, dude. Dudes would go out and hunt. Women would be at home like picking berries and making the home comfortable. So what does that do? What does that breed? Think about it. Actually, think about this here. You're like, you get bored, right? So what do you do? Like, okay, let's feng shui, let's feng shui some shit. I mean, at the time, it might have just been like a bed of hay, but let's move it around a little bit. And that's how you become a homemaker. You wind up moving shit around, and then you just like develop a taste. I think it's why men like sports, because they're fucking, they're chasing a victory, I think it's why, men have been fighting in battle for a long time. So I think that's why they like sports. And I also think they like physical activity and are just aggressive because there's like this instinct to like go out and like secure the bag, go work on Wall Street. Cause that's like, you're going to provide like for your family. It's like going to hunt for a fucking deer or something. Right. And there's a reason why I think women actually like shiny things is because they would just be surrounded by like whatever space they would be in. And they'd be like, okay, well, let's try to make this comfortable. Oh, look at this. Look at these leaves. Look how green they are. Let's put them up. Oh, look, decoration. And it just kind of spirals from there, And that's how you become materialistic. You got to break free of that. You got to consciously say, what am I doing? Why do I want to go buy a Louis Vuitton bag? I've listed like 5. How many designer brands have I listed here? This is getting a little. You get the point. Why do I need this Louis Vuitton bag? Why do I want it? Why do I care? I think a lot of women just like watching what the fuck the Real Housewives of New Jersey are doing. And Vanderpump and all these fucking reality TV stars who are super narcissistic, super vain. All they're doing is fucking, minding their appearance and stuff. It's the reason why Miami's kind of like not a real place, by the way. When you go to Miami and you go to like the SLS pool club, it's not a real place. Like none of the people there are real. They're like, none of them think independently. They're all just, they think independently. They're like, only God could judge me. I love Jesus. I'm in business for myself. I'm a go-getter, You know what it is? Like, Real Housewives for women is kind of like Scarface for men. And then it's real dangerous when you have a guy who's like, I'm going to fucking make something of myself in the world, and I'm going to do it by any means necessary. I'm going to sell drugs. I'm going to launder money. And he finds a Real Housewife. Because then they're both like, they'll do anything. And it's not Bonnie and Clyde. It's not sexy. It sounds like it's great, but it's not, because oftentimes they're just insane. They're unhinged. And you wind up getting shot in a Porsche in a parking lot outside the salon. That's how this ends. If you don't live you have to just live a fucking humble life, man. Dude, I don't think I could ever buy another designer thing ever again. I have before because I did. I can't do it anymore. I don't think I mean, I'll still walk around with the stuff I have. I'm not an animal. I want people to know that I have money. to spend on these stupid items. What am I going to not walk around with this little Louis clutch that I got in Paris 2 years ago because I don't know why I got it? I mean, I have it. I'm not going to not use it now. But I'm a little ashamed every time I go out. I'm like, oh, people think I just bought this. People think that I care about this. Does that make sense? That's where my head's at now, you know? Maybe if I succeed and have like a vast amount of wealth, my opinion on it will change. But I feel like the richest people don't want to drive a Porsche. Does anyone drive a Porsche? You either drive like a Bugatti, or you drive like a Maybach, or like a Rolls Royce, or you drive like a Yaris. They're like the most minimalist people ever, or if they're gonna get something that's like deluxe, they're gonna do it right, you know? So I don't really know what my point. What's my point here? I don't know. Just fucking. What even is my point? I don't just break free of the idea that all you need is a Porsche and a salon and a boutique. Like it's not real wealth. If you're gonna chase that by any means necessary, and you're gonna marry a criminal's son, who's a criminal? He's a criminal. You know, he's a criminal. You're a criminal. Your wife gets shot. You're a criminal. Your wife's not the kingpin. You know, if your father also got shot in organized crime, you're the common denominator. You understand what I'm saying? Ladies, don't marry that guy. Just don't marry that guy. You don't need him. You don't need a guy who's committed tax evasion and beat the case. It's not sexy. Stop dating criminals. I'm gonna date a criminal because he buys me stuff. It is stupid. It's insane. Does she have Instagram? She does have Instagram, right? What do her posts look like? I'm curious. I want to know more about this lady. I'll let you navigate here. I'm reaching over the top. What is she into? What is her most recent post before the yeah. Add a pop of color to your outfit with the stunning green purse now on sale at the boutique. Not only is the purse incredibly chic and stylish, but it's also functional and spacious enough. Okay. I'm losing brain cells. Like, wait, go back to that. Hang on. Dude. It was posted 4 days ago. When was the article from?
4 days ago.
It was from 4 days ago?
Or the 22nd? It was the 18th.
What the get the fuck out of here.
Oh, the 17th.
Dude, it was published on the 16th.
This isn't adding up.
Wait, hang on a second. No way.
Maybe it's really 5 days ago.
No. Wait, hang on.
That still doesn't make sense.
The shooting was 6 days ago. This Instagram post is 4 days ago. Another post 5 days ago. Working with my sister not only fuels our creativity, but also strengthens our relationship. We share deep understanding. Did I not call this? Did I not say she's definitely into just like platitudes, fucking inspirational shit? Again, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead here, but this is what she's putting out on the internet for her 36,000 people to fucking see and get inspired by. What's the point? Why do you even have an Instagram? Why are you trying to post? People don't know you. You're not anything. You're just a person. You're a local person who married a criminal. Why are you posting stuff on Instagram talking about what inspires you? Dude, these are scheduled posts. These are pre-scheduled posts. That means she was thinking about her social media presence. She had bigger shit to worry about. Do you understand what I'm telling? Am I making myself clear? Do I sound nuts? Do I sound nuts, or am I making sense?
You make sense.
What about this is making sense to you?
Just the whole dynamic of marrying a criminal.
Well,
and wanting.
But she didn't even know she was in danger. She just thought, I'm gonna keep posting. If you're a real criminal, no one knows who you are. You don't have an Instagram page. And again, she's a criminal. Who the fuck knows what happened? Maybe someone fucked someone, and I don't know. But this is the world she's in. She's married to a criminal. Can we say that? A non-convicted criminal, but a criminal. Okay? And by the way, I have no, like, if you're a guy and you want to commit crimes, like, just don't get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have an issue. I'm not pro clutch. Oh my God, you're a criminal. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you do. Commit crimes. Commit all crimes. If you don't kill or rape people, what do I care? Kill other people that are in the same business as you. If you're an accountant and you're killing other accountants, that's a bit much. But if it's like, you know, like if you're a loan shark and you got to send a message to other loan sharks, it's kind of like everyone enters a written agreement. You know what I mean? It's kind of like signing, like you can't get mad at the person who's like, you know, handcuffed to the wall getting ass fucked and, you know, saying no, but like it's part of like the kink, you know, where it's like you sign a contract and it's like, I'm going to say no and you keep doing it. Only when I say pineapple, do you actually stop? You know? Like if you're into that crazy shit, I don't feel bad. Like you signed up for it. It's like you almost want to be part of it. You want it, like, you know? It's a bit of an extreme example I just gave you there, but it's where my brain went. But again, but that's a good point. Like in the most extreme examples of consensual agreement, you cannot fault any of the adults who took part in it, right? Who agreed to take part in the agreement. So I don't give a shit if you're in organized crime. I don't care. I'm not. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ruining your business. I leave you alone. You don't. I mean, I'll talk about it on the podcast, which nobody listens to. And, you know, that's usually the thinking that gets you killed, right? That's the thinking that gets you in trouble. No one listens to this. Well, I mean, it is what it is. By the way, I would love if more people listen to this and this was the one that went big and it risked my safety. I don't care, right? But, anyway. Scheduled posts. Rest in peace to this lady. You don't want people to die. You know what I mean? She may not have been a bad human. She might have been a horrible person. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm saying that she was living most women that I know in Montreal's dream. She was living most Montreal Italian women's dream. 5 businesses, 2 kids, and 36,000 Instagram followers. Ming. What more can you want? And a husband who's a criminal, which is kind of hot. Let's be honest, right? Like, not a lot of women think, ew, oh, criminal. It's kind of like, oh, I shouldn't, but fine. But, you know, you can't be, you know, you're complicit in the lifestyle. It's what comes with. It's a shame. It's a shame. But on the bright side, it's a lot of fun to talk about on a pod now when, like, there's a war, you know, like a mob war going on. Turf war. What happens now? You killed a woman. What next? You know? They usually only do that in this is Gomorrah shit, bro. Like in The Sopranos, they would never kill women. They had this like weird honor system in Sicily, bro, in fucking Italy, and they kill women. They don't give a shit. What happens now? You kill a disabled child, you know? Like, where does this go from here? Do you find humor in that? Do you not? Like I don't know. Maybe is it an entrepreneurial disabled child who's like running like a little, just like beating up like other kids for their money, kind of faking the mental deficit a little bit, and then just like laundering money through like a little chocolate bar business or something, you know, just getting people hooked. It's kind of like, how do you know? Yeah, like you kind of know who's gonna grow up to be a drug dealer. If you're like 6 years old on the playground, you're selling kids like Kit Kats. It's kind of like crack, you know, for their little brains, you know. Something was sent to me. There's a soccer camp in Toronto. That's I don't know. Is it running this summer? What's happening with this soccer camp? Pescara Calcio International ID Camp. What's this? Pull this image up over here. Watch on YouTube if you're not. We throw the shit up in the background so you can actually read along to what it is we're reading here. What the fuck, dude? This is the most shameless thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. Pescara Calcio Italian International ID Camp. Train with pro-Italian coaches in Niagara. By the way, this is how you know it's getting to be a little bit much. How it's getting to be a little like now it's going too far. You know what I mean? This whole idea of like these ID camps, like PSG, like, you know, it's a little bit weird when you live in Columbus, Ohio, right? And PSG is coming to like, you know, PSG is running an ID camp there. Do you really think that they're coming to Nebraska, you know, to check on you? No, they right? 'Cause you know what they do, right? They'll get like a few like French guys, give them like a PSG like heat sealed like a logo with the like a jersey with the like a training top with like the logo heat sealed on. They'll say go teach football, and it's soccer camp is what it is. But they just slap a Real Madrid name on it or something, and then all of a sudden it's this is where you send your kid for a break, right? You fucking go to the camp and it's like a bunch of other like fucking 12-year-olds, right? Who's like wealthy parents have just sent them there to get them the fuck out of the house, right? So it's like this weird thing. It's like any other soccer camp, but it's like it's branded under like a soccer team name. The idea here being it's an ID camp. You really think that they're going? You really think that Pescara Calcio is going to Niagara by the lake in southern Ontario near the fucking border with Buffalo to find talent for their Serie C team? It's a little weird, no? July 3rd to 7th, goalkeeper training, boys and girls, U8 to U17. Dude, can we go to Niagara? You want to? If you shave your beard, how young do you think you could look? Can I say I'm 15? And just
Maybe.
body fucking 15-year-old kids, and pull like an African midfielder type thing where we like falsify like a birth certificate or something. See how long we can go on, before getting discovered. Opportunity for discovery and scholarship in Italy. EliteSoccerDevelopment.com/Pescara. What the fuck? And dude, they're using Marco Verratti and Lorenzo Insigne and Ciro Immobile in the ad. And there's it says, train with pro Italian coaches in Niagara from the academy that developed PSG star Marco Verratti. I mean, they have an Instagram page? What the fuck, dude? Dude, this is fucking nuts. Can you look up their Instagram page? So while you pull this up, I mean, they're literally, dude. You gotta feel bad though, right? There are kids that are like gonna go to this thinking that it's a real chance for them to. What does this even mean? Like train like a pro. So it's like a soccer camp in Southern Ontario. It's like just a random Canadian soccer camp that reached out to Pescara and said, "Hey, would you like to send 3 Italian guys?" Dude, how traumatic do you think it's going to be for these like 12-year-olds who think they're going to go there? And you hear about Ronaldo being like really disciplined, and Erling Haaland is in the gym every day. And you have to be really disciplined, and I'm going to go impress these coaches. Because, dude, if I was 13 and I was going to this dude, I think I'm the next Lorenzo Insigne, Because Lorenzo Insigne played for them. He's in the fucking marketing material. Shit, I could be the next Verratti. How disappointed do you think they... What's this?
Looks like this kid they sent to Italy.
They sent a kid to Italy. Well, that's good. Didier leaves for Pescara this afternoon. That's fake. There's no one named Didier in that part of the fucking country. Are you kidding me? I want to thank Clayton Rosario and the Elite Development for opening the door for us to walk through. Clayton Rosario. I don't know if I buy it. Dude, imagine being 12 years old and going to that and thinking that you just have to be like a really disciplined machine in order to have success in pro sports, right?
Look what I'll say.
What's up?
This is also posted on their Instagram.
What the fuck is this? Is this from 5 weeks ago? Internet investments hasn't been my thing. First of all, anytime somebody has a professional page and they speak in the first person, I got questions. Is this guy related to Claudia's husband? Because this guy seems to be like a similar... He seems to be operating at a more elevated level, but he might be from that same gene pool. Are they like from like the same town in Sicily or something? And one went to Niagara and one went to Montreal. So in Montreal, you naturally become a bit more of an illiterate degenerate. But in Niagara, you're a little bit more ingenious. Wait, can you pull that up again? I'm sorry. I just want to read that back.
This whole page is just screaming like scam.
But open it up. So for the people that are listening in, and you should watch on YouTube if you're not watching on YouTube right now, but if you're in the car listening to this, let me just read to you what it is we're seeing here. It says current balance, US, it says, I don't know why I just read it. I'm reading it. I'm reading a bank balance in US dollars, which of course has US before the dollar sign. I read it as US dollar. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Current balance $42,154 US dollars in Bitcoin. So this person is flexing their Bitcoin assets on the soccer camp page. And it says internet investments. Jesus, hang on. Can you zoom in? Sorry. Screen's a little far from me. Thank you, sir. Internet investments. Again, I'm reading it verbatim. Like I'm getting a brain aneurysm reading this, but it says because they don't know fucking how to conjugate verbs. But internet investments hasn't been my thing from the start. But when my bro referred me to Coach Michelle Ronda, a lady who's involved in Bitcoin mining, I decided to give it a try, and I started with just $4,000. And guess what? With an exclamation point. That's a question mark. Guess what? Actually, no, I believe that warrants a question mark. Anyway, we're like one sentence in. There's like fucking 5 spelling errors here. Guess what? I earned $42,000 in profit within the first 5 to 24 hours of investing to my Bitcoin wallet. I made a successful withdrawal to my bank account. It's 100% legitimate. I would advise y'all to check this out. Send him a DM. Can we call this guy? Can we call him? Who is this person? Okay, they said call him, but it's a woman. Does she have a phone number? Platinum leader. Message me to learn how to mine. What are you doing? You're looking her up live in real time? LinkedIn? Fuck, I don't know. Who the fuck is this lady? I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
Not even her real
I don't know if we're gonna be able to find a phone number live in real time. Maybe we'll have to fucking circle back to that at some point. I don't know. Whatever. But okay. So this guy who runs a soccer camp. So just because we're all over the map here. A guy who runs a soccer camp in Southern Ontario is claiming that Pescara coaches are gonna come to ID players, and that same guy is posting about how he made $40,000 in Bitcoin on the fucking Instagram page of the dude. What the fuck is this shit? Honestly, again, I would love to see what happens, dude, when these little kids start interacting with the coaches from Pescara, right? And these fucking coaches from Pescara, they're here to fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're not here to teach kids. They're here to fuck. They're here to fuck Canadian ladies up the ass, preferably like Canadian Italian ladies, because it's the easiest thing to do in the world. Dude, it's so easy. If you come from Italy, bro, and you talk, it's the same thing for other cultures too, dude. If you're from Lebanon and you want to get pussy and you can't get pussy in Lebanon because they just think you're a dude and you're gross, come to like Eastern Canada where there are Lebanese immigrants and you will fuck all the Lebanese immigrants that you want every day. You can have them on rotation if you want, because you're no longer just a man. Now you're a Lebanese man. So now it's like you drank like this from this different like well. It's like, oh, he's been drinking the Lebanese water his whole life. There's a little something about him that's different, you know. Greeks love that too. This guy's so good. Look how Greek he is. He's Greek. You know. I kind of think, yeah. I mean, I'm very happy. That's Matteo Bruzzese's girlfriend. I'm very happy for her. I met her yesterday. She's Italian. She's dating this wop from Italy. Like that's kind of the goal. If you're an Italian girl here, why would you date an Italian from Woodbridge if you can fucking date one from Calabria? The thing is, like, they don't exist anymore. It's very rare. But at one point in time, they were everywhere, right? But now you have these. Like, you don't have these people coming over anymore, right? It's so rare. But now you get one of these grease balls come over. You have to say him, snap him up, do what you got to do. By all means, I get it, you know, but. So what I would say is, you know, these people are probably. Here's the thing. So Pescara's coaches, it appears, have already been like, they're involved in this whole operation. They've been involved before. They've probably been by before. So what happens is, it's kind of like when Columbus discovered America, right? And he went back to Europe and he was like, dude, you're not going to believe what the fuck we saw. There were these naked people there and they have gold and they brush their teeth with it. It's insane. We got to go back, you know? And they don't have guns. We don't have guns. You just shoot a gun. And they say, are you God? And you say, yes. And then you hold it up. You say, oh, don't shoot. And you say, take your pants off. Even though they don't have pants, you know. I'm God. I go there, I'm God. You know, it's like the same thing. So when Columbus came back to Europe after discovering America, he'd probably tell all these tales about like what America's like. And a bunch of Europeans were like, shit, I got to get over there. How the fuck else do you think people wound up going to America in like 1530? Because you have a few people that would go first. And they hear stories about how cool it is and all the land and how it's like this lawless place. And that's basically what these Pescara coaches are 100% doing. A few of them have come. They went back and they tell tales of, dude, there are these fucking really stupid Italian girls in Niagara who are like, yeah, my grandparents are from, where the fuck? Basilicata, Puglia. I'm Barese. Yeah, I'm Barese. I don't speak very well, but, you know. I understand it. You can speak to me. It's okay. I'll understand it. I'll understand. It's like it's almost like, well, they don't speak Italian and we don't speak English, so it's great. It's a great cop out. There's like a common denominator there, which is like apparent like Italianness that we share, but there's no language that we can speak. So we just fuck. That's all we do. We just fuck, and they have, you know, weed is legal there. And then when you smoke weed, it makes the fucking better. So all we do is we just fuck. You go there and you fuck. So you have these kids that are getting sent there, 13 years old with a dream, and you know, Gianluca's there to lay pipe. Gianluca Verratti. It's like Verratti's brother. It's like, it's a pretty good racket, honestly. Like if your brother's like a pro athlete, you just say, I will teach you the way. I coach my brother. No one will know, you know? Like you don't think that if Haaland had a brother, he could run a soccer camp and they could call it Haaland Soccer Camp? You know, I don't know. Well, that's interesting. I mentioned Matteo Bruzzese, who was on the pod a few weeks ago, because I saw him yesterday. He was in Montreal, and we went to this fucking thing. We went to this fucking thing. Whatever. We went out, and there was a little guy there. There was a little midget named Mas Min, who we've talked about on the pod before, who's like this Italian figure in the city. By the way, that guy, like, he just like smooches women, and he stands on a table and he pours vodka down their throats. And that's like his thing. That's his shtick. And he lives a more respectable existence, by the way, than Claudia, who got shot. Just so you know, like just for context, like that's how it goes. Like if you're a real housewife, and what I mean by that is not that you are a housewife. I mean like if you are a real housewife, you either are one or you aren't. Meaning you're on the Real Housewives, which makes you a real housewife, but you know, you could also watch Real Housewives, and that makes you one, which means that if you had the opportunity to, you would be like that. So if you're a Real Housewife, that is a less respectable existence than being a little midget who wears an Italia jersey and throws vodka down the throats of random strangers and takes pictures with them and says, come here, give me a kiss. Just for fun. But that's what he does. I've talked about him in the past recently, like a few weeks ago. I think I said I want to lift him like the Stanley Cup, is what I said. I believe I'm paraphrasing myself. And it got me anyway, I'm not saying this to brag, you know, I was hanging out with a little guy yesterday. That's not what I'm saying. No, I mean, I don't even think he would have wanted to speak to me. There's so much, he was just swimming in a sea of poon. So, I wasn't really hanging out with him. But I was in this guy's presence yesterday, and I was like, thinking, what a fucking, you know, what a world, you know. Like, if you're born with that condition, you may as well make some money out of it, you know? And you were telling me before that your brother was at a birthday party last year, and there was a little midget there who they paid for to be there. They bought a midget, basically.
They rented him.
They rented a little guy. So there was like a rent a dwarf service in Montreal. And you said, what did you say? You said, why did they rent him?
That apparently his friends' family are obsessed with them. I don't know what that means, but... Right. They find them entertaining.
They're obsessed with them. Aren't we all? Let's be honest, dude. If you show up to a birthday party and there's a little dwarf there, you get fired up, dude. The party just got that much better, dude. Dude, imagine the first thing you fucking see when you walk into a birthday party. Was it a summer birthday party?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
By the pool.
Great. You show up into the backyard. You're like fashionably late, 10 minutes. This guy's like on the clock, so he's got to be there from the beginning. And there's like this little dwarf bouncing on the diving board, and he boom into the water. Honestly, you think you're in a fever dream, you know? So they're obsessed with them. So there was a little guy at the party, and you were telling me they got him all fucked up.
Yeah.
And he wound up in an ambulance at the end of the night because he was passed out on the lawn. And they're like, well, this was fun, but we want to get this guy the fuck off our property now. So they called his handler or whoever. And his handler was like, I don't want him. You take him. He's your fucking problem. He's a grown-ass man. He can walk on home if he doesn't want to. I don't know. Get the cops involved. So they called an ambulance. This poor bastard is passed out on the front lawn. It would have been better if he got, like, escorted by police or something. Because if you take an ambulance, you have to pay for the ambulance. So he wanted no part in that. But he wound up getting escorted out in an ambulance. No, because I get it. Imagine you have a party, and it's all fun and games when the midget's in the backyard. But when the midget strays onto the front yard, that's a bad look on the family. You know? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't want the neighbors.
Yeah. Who's that garden gnome? What is that garden? Is that a garden gnome? Because it looks weird. If you have a garden gnome, you're like, what the fuck? Who has garden gnomes? I haven't seen a garden gnome in like years. When I was a kid, I think I remember, dude, we'd walk around. Maybe this because like this is like a false implanted memory of my childhood because like I'd watch cartoons where like garden gnomes would feature in them. I don't know, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know. I feel like if I watched like Franklin or something, there would be like remember Franklin the turtle. I feel like, or maybe like the Berenstain Bears. Remember that shit? I feel like like their mom would be out gardening and there would be like a whole like episode dedicated to garden gnomes. I don't know if I ever saw them in real life. I would used to go to the hub with my father sometimes, where they have like flowers and earth and shit. There was one nearby. They made condos. You know, they erected condos on it now because that's what you do. But there were garden gnomes there. There were like these fountains and garden gnomes. I was obsessed with garden gnomes. And I think there was like a neighbor of ours who had one. I haven't seen them in a long time. But anyway, it's because it's a weird thing to have. You got to be a little old. Maybe everyone who used to have them is dead now. Like the last of the garden gnome people have all died. So if you see a little guy on your property, you're like, who are those fucking weirdos? They have a garden gnome? Yeesh, you know? That's kind of weird. And then it moves. Or it snores, you know? You go to pick up the garden gnome and, oh, it's very, very, you know.
Or it's throwing
realistic. It's throwing, yeah. It's dry heaving, you know? Just fucking go to a party. Imagine you show up at a party, but you show up late. Oh, we had another party, you know? We just wanted to make an appearance. And the guy can't hold his liquor because you got to think he's a little guy. So like 6 shots in is probably like, you know, 36 shots for me, you know? So he literally might be ODing on, dude, imagine you fucking show up and on the lawn, there's this fucking little dwarf sitting on his back, just dry heaving, fucking choking on his own puke, you know? It'd be nuts. Yeah. So anyway, they called the ambulance because you can't have the little guy on the front lawn. It reflects poorly on the family, you know? You keep that shit behind closed doors. So we found a company that rents them out. A couple of weeks ago, you implied, like a few pods back, you were saying how you discovered a prank call that Jenna Letty and I had pulled. I don't know, we pulled a prank call. I don't know, whatever. We did a prank call. I don't know. Oh, someone's here. Victoria Day. We, my uncle's coming over with his brother because my uncle's father passed away. And, like, my uncle by marriage, his father passed away. And they were, he and his brother were here alone last week because his wife was on vacation. It was bad timing. Like, he died the day before they were all supposed to go on vacation. And he didn't go on vacation. He stayed here instead. And my parents were like, hey, we'll have you over with your brother. You know, you're all alone. And it didn't work out. And then my aunt got back from vacation and was like, oh, we're back. We can come over now. And was like, oh, this was supposed to... Oh, okay. I guess we're... I guess we're having people over now, you know? I guess we're having a whole lot of people over. So there's going to be a big commotion going on upstairs right now. You hear my mom... You hear my mom... I don't know if the mics will pick this up, but do you hear her right now? She's saying, Maxie! That's our dog's name. Because when you have a dog, when you have a little dog, you kind of have to revert... Dude, you speak to the dog like a retard. Because dogs don't speak English, right? So all you ever wind up doing when you have a fucking dog is you speak to it in like these like excited tones. You have to get it hyped up, kind of like you speak to a baby. Buddy, look who's here! It's tough because you kind of have to speak in that tone to the dog at all times. But then when there are other people that like come into your space, you're out in public, you'll find yourself doing it sometimes, and you really got to manage that, dude. You can ruin your reputation with dog speak, you know? You kind of got to like pretend you don't always like go to the highest pitch. Go, buddy, how are you? Know? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you? When you're out with your dog, you got to pretend like he's your bro, you know? Hey, buddy. Hey, bitch. What's up? What's up, motherfucker? How you doing? What's good? What's good? What's up? Then you treat him like he's your daughter when he comes in. Hello, princess. How are you, buddy? Hello, sir. How are you? What's going on? Oh, is that the lady? Hello. Hello, how are you? We were just speaking about how family's coming over. That's all. You want to bring the dog on camera? Look at this. Like, let me just show you for perspective here.
I'm not. No,
What? Just doesn't matter. Just hand me the dog. Hand me the dogs. Just these. off camera. These hands from off camera. Just hand this dog over. Go on YouTube if you're listening to this in the car right now. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this little guy, right? How can you not speak to him like he's a baby? You have to speak to him like he's a baby. Buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hello, sir. Hello. But then when you go out, you got to talk to him like he's a Great Dane. Keep up appearances at all times. Okay, buddy. Go. Off you go. All right, are we calling these midgets? She just rolled her eyes. No, so a couple weeks ago, you were saying that you like prank calls. Do you think we should do more of them? When we did one last week, we decided we're going to do another one now. I just want to inquire. Do they even have a phone number? Because you found Rent the Dwarf. What's this? Connected Montreal. Dude, I love how the thumbnail for the hook for this website that you just clicked on was midget. Like the website name is not... What is the website name?
Best and Finest.
Best and Finest. But if you Google Dwarf Rental Montreal, the hook, kind of like if you go to wikipedia.com or .org, it'll say Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, and you click on that. The hook here is, the hyperlink just says midget.
Doesn't look like there's a phone number for this one.
So you got to do... Okay, well, that's fine. Maybe we can hold off on the prank calls. That's fine. I mean, maybe, it's... We give it a rest. But I would say, but this is interesting. So we're learning that you have to do it covertly. Ivan Toney. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see that Ivan Toney, the guy who plays for Brentford, got banned for 8 months for breaking the betting rules? I'm really upset about that, man. Because if I were a pro footballer, I kind of think that one of the beauties of the whole thing would be like you get access to inside information. Like, what's he doing? Was he fixing games himself? Because if he's throwing games himself, that's one thing. But if he was just telling friends, yeah, I'm signing a new contract, bet on it. That's kind of like one of the perks of having access to inside information. I never understood why you can't, use inside information,
You want to give this one a try?
You have a number? Sure. Oh, it's a 1-800? Okay. Where are they based out of?
Places we're in: Fort Lauderdale, Vegas, Miami.
Perfect. All the fun places. Yeah. All the fun places. What does it say? It says Chucky for Halloween. Let's turn your party up with some fun entertainment like having Tyrion Lannister lookalikes from Game of Thrones dressed up in any costume for any event. Male and female little people are available for entertainment. Costumes like Donald Trump, Oompa Loompa, Willy Wonka, Leprechaun, Santa Elf, Policeman or Woman. That's a big jump right there. Oompa Loompa, Leprechaun, Santa's Elves, and Donald Trump. That's just because Donald Trump can make anything funny, Like if you're an elf... Sorry, if you're small, you could be an elf. If you're small, you could be an Oompa Loompa. If you're small, you could be a leprechaun. If you want, we'll dress up this midget like Trump. It'll be funny. Anyway, I'll give him a call. New Jersey too, of course. Palm Beach. I'm going down to Miami in a couple of months. Maybe I'll inquire about that. That whole trip. See what's up. Block my phone number because I'm a big coward. Big coward, D-Lo. We don't want these people calling me back, fucking giving me actual quotes. No, because dude, what I'm into is fucking depraved. So we don't want people calling the cops on us, dude, because it is depraved. Where's the number at?
In the middle.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I do. Yeah, I do. Okay. 1-800.
The customer you are calling is unavailable.
Fuck off. Fuck off, man. It's almost like these people in the dwarf business don't take themselves seriously. It's almost like they're not respectable businessmen. What the fuck? That's disappointing. One more time.
The customer you are calling is unavailable.
It's fucked up, man. Who do you think you are, man? I need a midget right now. What are you doing not answering the phone? You don't have a fucking operational phone number? What is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you not trying to run a respectable business? What the fuck are you doing not having people answering the phone at all times, answering whether or not the midget will eat my ass or if it'll just stop at the gooch? Because that's what I want to know right now, D-Lo. Hire a midget. Characters for hire. I think this ain't... Yeah, I don't know. Pass. I lost my business. Fine. I'll hire a regular fucking Trump impersonator. Dude, this is so not funny because a regular Trump impersonator is not funny anymore. You know? It's like the new age Elvis impersonator. But if a midget is impersonating Trump, I mean, you know, I don't know. Fuck it, man. So Juve got deducted 10 points. They lost to Empoli 4-1. You know, it's a real shame that they have to like draw this out. Let me give you an example. The lady who got shot in the head in her car. That's the best way to die. If you're gonna get killed, it's the best way to die. Get shot in the head. Done. Do it once. Rip the Band-Aid off. That's it. You know? Apparently the guy who shot her on foot, by the way. Insane. Just walked away. But, what if he kidnapped her? They drown you, fucking torture you, you obtain information. Like, oh, God. Like, we know how this is going to end, you know? Just put me out of my misery. Why do they have to keep deducting points, giving points back, deducting points? Dude, this ends with them in the second tier. This ends with them in Serie B, right? This ends with them in Serie B. There's no chat. They just lost 10 points for the capital gains case, which they lost 15 points for, which they got back. But now they're down the points again. They're out of all European places. There's another point deduction that's imminent that's going to come from the other case for the deferred payment shit. Just fucking say, just say it. Just say it. You want them down. They're going to get relegated. That's it. That's all. It's over. What are we doing? What are we still playing for? You know? What are we still fucking playing for? If they get relegated, here's the problem. Here's the problem. If they get relegated, dude, then you can, then you have to like, who's in second to last, or who's in third to last place right now in Serie A?
Verona.
You understand how insane a swap that is? Verona are going down right now. Imagine if Juventus fucking get bumped into the spot and you save Hellas Verona at their expense. It's buck wild, dude. It is buck wild. That is literally the equivalent, dude, of that is literally the equivalent of fucking like, it's like giving back it's like giving back a poodle and getting a fucking like a pug. Does that make sense? It's a bit of a, but like, because you know how like poodles live like 20 years and then pugs, you know, I don't know. They're just like, they're about the same size. You think, oh, just a small dog. It'll live a long time. Then after like 11 years, it just develops sleep apnea, you know? You ever heard a pug try to breathe? Dude, they sound like they're dying all the time. That's like a 7-year-old pug, you know? It's like a dud. No one wants, like, you know, I don't know. Like if pugs were the only dogs, there would be a marked drop in dog sales. Am I making sense to you? Like poodles kind of like make the dog world go round. Like they make the business go round. Everything gets crossed with a poodle. They allow other people to make money off the poodle. No Juve, no money. No money. There's no money. There is no money, bro. There's no fucking money. It's over. It's a bad idea. You can't send them down. You have to give them impunity to an extent. You cannot do this. The capital gains one is really excessive, by the way. Like that's where you want to draw a line and say, hey, and I'm a Juve fan, but I'm going to bang this drum until it's over, until we're dead. And we will be dead soon. But they're not shooting us in the car like fucking Claudio Iacano. They're fucking, they're strangling us and you know, who's the guy in Gomorrah with the long hair who got shot? Who got killed in the bathtub? He didn't get shot. Excuse me. They might have shot him at the end, but they drowned him. He had the long hair. Fuck. Started with a Z. Paula. What was his name? Udzeparila. Fucking Chanel's brother. Remember? They pulled his head out of the tub and they fucking threw it back in. They put out and in and out and in. Then they fucking strangled him. Then they shot him. That's what they're doing to Juve. So, you know. Man City are going to win the Champions League, obviously, right? But, they shouldn't be allowed to because they've broken every rule known to man. But again, what's his name? Zekinet. Thank you. Zekinet. Uzekinet. Thank you, Paula. Whatever. You smell nice. Thumbs up. Thumbs up from her. Whatever. But again, Man City are just this great criminal organization, dude. They're fucking they're actually kingpins, dude. Juve are stupid. They're spacones. They're showy, you know? They rub it in your fucking face, dude. They're Al Capone out here, you know? They're Al Capone. You know? They're the guy who got shot in Acapulco's son, bro. Look at me. This is my wife, 36,000 Instagram followers, businesses. Look at that. Look at who we are, you know? How sad is it that that's the modern wing of that is organized crime nowadays. That is Italian mafia nowadays. It used to be so much more dignified. They were always stupid. You would have a lot of real potatoes who would do it. Dude, complete fucking zucchinis who would do that shit, dude. I'll list more vegetables if you want, dude. What's the best vegetable to imply stupidity? Is it you're a fucking eggplant? It's more of a racial one. A lemon's a good one, but it's a fruit. I like vegetable. He's a fucking tomato, bro. You know? You're not even sure if he's a fruit or a vegetable. You know? Dilo's looking up vegetable. I just see Dilo on the screen that we're sharing. Google. He had a serious look on his face and he goes, type. I see what he's typing. He types vegetables. You're a mushroom. Dude, he's a fucking mushroom, bro. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start calling people animals and vegetables. He's a fucking carrot, bro. This guy's a fucking onion, dude.
He's a cabbage.
He's a string bean. Anyway. What am I doing? So Man City they're the kingpin, man. You know, they're really discreet about it. They kind of tell you how they're going to fuck you, but you can't really do anything about it anyway.
Well, are they really that discreet? They go out and buy the biggest players, hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think they're just, well, I know what you mean, but it's kind of they're not yeah, I would say they are more discreet because they do it through sponsorship deals. They do it through the back end. You see that they have money, but it's unclear how they get it. Whereas in the case of Juve, I mean, they're actually going out there trying to hustle. So you see Arthur sold for 80 million. It's what? Man City's not doing that. They're just buying. Where's the money coming from? Nobody knows. In that sense, it's discreet. You know what I mean? It's coming from somewhere. You kind of know where it's coming from. You kind of know who the boss is, you know? Everyone knew who was running the fucking, you know, everyone knew who Carlo Gambino was, but he was kind of untouchable, you know? They knew he's Carlo Gambino. It's Abu Dhabi. It's Abu Dhabi, but no one knows how it gets from point A to point B. You know? Whatever. Yeah, man. If and when Inter lose the Champions League final, they will try to claim it. They claimed the Scudetto in 2006 and whatever. Isn't it funny how, is there organized crime in Australia? Is there Italian mafia in Australia? I want to end on this, but, because I know what organized crime looks like in Italy. I know what it looks like in North America. In North America, it looks like what we described at the top of the pod. Honored Society, Australia. What the fuck? Onorata Società is a Calabrian 'ndrangheta criminal confederation started in Melbourne and currently active in parts of Australia. What crime is there to commit in Australia? They have no border. What the fuck is Australian crime like, dude?
Like drugs.
'Ndrangheta man, yeah. 'Ndrangheta mafia. Alleged crime boss Pasquale Bonavoda. Sorry, I'm going to read it in nausea. Pasquale Bonavoda. Arrested in Italian cathedral. BBC. Dude, I don't know. Because you know what it is. You know what it is, bro? They don't have guns in Australia. I think it's really hard to get guns there. So how do you kill someone? You can't, like say you want to kill a salon owner in Melbourne. You can't shoot him. You have to, you know? You have to, like, you hire, like, a kangaroo hitman to go over and just box the shit out of them, you know? I don't know. What does that sound like? Oi, mate. Like, because nothing they ever say could sound threatening. Mate, you better fucking pay up, yeah? I ain't fucking about, mate. You want to find out, yeah? You'll fuck around and find out. I'm in the Ndrangheta, mate. Well, you want to find out what that means, yeah? I'm Calabrian. Is there a WOG accent that is, like, synonymous with Australians in Italy? I'm not even sure. In any event. Yeah, I'd love to see how this would play out in Australia. Like again, salon, organized crime. I feel like it's a police state. How do you even launder money in Australia? There's not been, because you know what it is? I think I know why I can't imagine it, because they've never made a movie about it. Like, my entire perception of organized crime is shit I've seen in movies and stuff that happens in my network. Like the salon where my mom goes to, right? Whatever. Like that happens and I'm like, okay, that's close to home. I understand how this works, you know? That'd be a pretty good sketch, actually. Dude, that'd be a pretty good sketch, actually. Maybe we could do that as a sketch. Whatever. Do you have anything you want to add before you wrap this bitch up?
We just saw Juve lose 4-1 to Empoli.
I don't know. You know, I'm going to tell you something, Dilo. I saw Ivan Toney get banned for betting for 8 months, and I thought of you. I did. I thought about you, sir. I want to ask you a question, okay? I want to circle back to this before we wrap this up. If you were a pro footballer...
Oh, I'd be banned.
No. Hang on. Hang on. Wait for the question.
All right.
Banned means you're getting caught. That's not the right mindset to have. I'd be banned. No, that means you got caught. You could be involved and not get caught. What's the first thing you're doing if you're gonna, like, say you have inside information, right? Like, oh, we're gonna sign this guy, and you see that there's like a fucking, you know,
There's a line.
there's a line on it. Thank you. You texting your brother? You texting a friend? What are you doing? Because that does happen.
I would like to believe that
You're banned for 16 months when you do
I'd
that.
have to come up with a more complex plan. Like, it can't just be like text, direct person that I know, you know?
You say, meet me, and you just say, do this. You're welcome.
Yeah, but like, to have a betting account, you have to put in your information. If they see, if I'm playing on that team,
Well, yeah, but you
and my
just give
brother
me
has an account, they see his name, and they see like a crazy amount, suspicious. Well, that's why there's like limits that you could place on certain.
What did he get caught for? Can you look him up? I'm sorry. This pod's been going on a long time. It's a long-ass fucking episode now, dude. But I do want to know how this happened, because I don't know how you can get caught with this sort of thing. You have to be pretty stupid, I feel like. You got to be pretty careless, do you not? Because, again, like, you know what exists. You know what's out there. You know that out there are websites that do track info and shit. I don't know.
Well, there's also those Detroit Lions players that also got suspended a couple games because they were just betting inside the facility.
Like they were playing blackjack in the facility?
No, like they were like betting on college football in the facility.
I don't see an issue with that. You play for the Lions and you're fucking... Okay, well, it's kind of like getting in trouble for cheating, but you're like watching porn in your wife's house, you know? It's like, is it a bit like, the line's blurred, you know some people that are in college football? Like, it's not a nice thing, but we're going to start fucking arresting people for it. I mean, what the fuck? It just says, what are the rules of betting in football? Okay, this is actually here's what we need to know. Betting on football is banned worldwide for all players, managers, coaches, and club staff, directors, licensed agents. Licensed agents involved in the game. Within the Premier League, EFL, National League, Women's Super League, Women's Championship. Dude, come on. Can we let an agent who deals with players in the Women's Super League have a little fun? He's not making any money anyway. They're not making money. He's making a piece of that. And the Southern Isthmian Leagues. It's a little much. Participants covered by the ban are prohibited from betting either directly or indirectly on any football match or competition that takes place anywhere in the world. Why can't you bet on yourself as a footballer? Apparently Buffon was doing that for a while.
Are you allowed to do that in the UFC?
You used to be able to. Now you can't. But I feel like you should be able to bet on yourself. You know? But like well, who are you protecting there? You're just protecting the player? The athlete? Think of how much crazier that is, dude. That's literally a life hack, dude. All you have to do is, because think about it, if you make 50 grand as a UFC fighter, right? You bet your whole purse to win, right? Say your odds are 3-1. You fucking bet on yourself to win. Great. You just fucking tripled your money. You could then bet your entire purse the next fight. If you lose, you still made the money last time. You just have to win once every however many times just to break even. You know? Depending on the lines. I don't know. Anyway, I'm running out of shit to say, guys. I don't know. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. We have another episode lined up with a guest. That'll be a lot of fun. Little change of pace. D'Lo, I appreciate you coming out, dude. Yeah. All right. Follow us on all platforms at I'm Sam Adamo. Subscribe if you haven't. Check it out on YouTube. Give it a rating if you haven't yet. Helps us out a whole hell of a lot. What else is there to do? I don't know. Stop buying Hermes. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Go to Walmart like D'Lo does and buy socks there. There's something thrilling about buying the cheapest thing possible. I actually wanted to say this before I forgot. I asked you, I said, nice socks, which is because I'm a psycho. I said, oh, nice socks. Very nice shape of your sock you have there. Where can I get a sock? You're like, dude, Walmart. Getting shit at Walmart's the best. Getting shit at, again, I've bought nice things before. It feels good to look good and have nice things. But buying the cheapest stuff is the best. You get to beat it up and not respect it in any way, shape, or form. You know? You get to totally, flagrantly disrespect your stuff and you just replace it with something new. Isn't that better than like working like a really long time to buy like a fucking purse that you then care about? You only buy stuff that you should be mindless. Like that should be the rule. You could buy a really fucking nice purse if losing it does not change your mood. If you lost your pair of socks, would it change your mood?
No.
You could buy socks. If you were a Filipino guy who has one pair of socks and you lost socks, would it change your mood?
Probably.
Then you don't buy the nice socks. You get the cheap ones. You make them yourself. You behave within your means. If you got to say, I don't know, I'm gonna go to Bloomingdale's or whatever the fuck, you know, and I'm debating whether I should buy this thing. I don't know. It feels naughty. I don't know. It's a lot of money, but my sister has one. She married a guy who has 5 businesses. Nobody really knows what he does. His father's dead. He got shot in Acapulco, but my sister has one. I should have one too, you know? Don't buy it. It's not worth it. You're fucking miserable every time you go out with it. I gotta keep it under wraps. I gotta keep it in a bubble. Buy socks. Socks are fun to buy. Socks are fun to buy. It can be fun to buy a piece of shit article of clothing at Walmart and abuse it. It's almost part of the fun, you know? You've not made it until you could do that with a Prada bag and laugh it off. Just because. All right. We're out. Goodbye.